guys, and welcome back to another episode of Nikicia Speaks. I'm Nikki, of course, and today we're going to be talking about how to find your passion and, and where to start. My passion is to help people. So, the vehicle that I use to help people is videos. I'm also going to be coming out with something really awesome soon, and I'll give you guys the deets on that. But once it's completed, once it's like out of the embryo stage and into something really awesome, it's concrete, then I'll tell you guys about that. But whatever you have inside of you that you feel you're supposed to do with your life, I say let it come to fruition. Let it out. Don't try to hide it, because if you try to hide your passion or, push it back, you kind of lose your sparkle. And the sparkle is that shine in your eyes. Like, have you ever met a person who, when they talk about what they love to do, there's something in their eyes that just shines. It's not an actual real shine or those little twinkles you see in like cartoon movies. It's like their eyes are bright and you can see the happiness and the passion behind their eyes. And when you talk to somebody about, who doesn't have a passion for what they're doing, who isn't necessarily happy, but they're okay in their position, they're okay where they are, you can see the difference in their eyes. It's kind of like a dullness. It's a little bit dark, and you can see the difference between a person who is passionate about something and a person who is not. And it usually shows up in the way that they do their work. If you can't necessarily tell by their eyes, you can tell by the way they talk about it, the tone of their voice. You can tell by the way they do their actual work. Like, if you watch them long enough when they're at their jobs or they're doing what they're doing, you can tell a passionate person puts more effort, puts extra time, puts love and care in what they do, as well as if you look at a person who doesn't necessarily, that's not something that they're really passionate or motivated to really do. It could be sort of lackadaisical and sort of like a routine type of thing. And I was always afraid to be like that other person, that I would walk down that path and there's always that fork in the road. What I want to do with my life and what I know I will be fulfilled in, and what fulfills my passion and my purpose, and wanting to be what other people expect me to be, my friends expecting me to be, my family expecting me to be, my distant relatives expected me to be, and all this other stuff. And going on that path over there and realizing that, 20, 30 years later, I look up and I've not accomplished not a single thing that I wanted to accomplish in my life. Passion is very important to your happiness and to your purpose. And it is not something that is taught in schools. It should be. That it should be your life's purpose and your life's goal to find out what you really want in here. Not what your mom wants for you, not what your dad wants for you, not what your school officials, your coaches on your athletic teams, your best friend that you've known since the 4th grade. No, it is what you want for you, because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. You are the only person who can make yourself happy. Truly happy and sustainable happiness. Because if you try to wait for somebody else to do it for you, you're going to be waiting a very long time. And it's not going to be that real happiness, and you're going to become dependent on somebody else. I didn't find out my passion until about, I want to say, it's about a couple months ago, actually. Well, a month and a half ago. And it has been revealed to me a couple of times, but I didn't accept it until about a month and a half ago. I didn't accept it completely until a month and a half ago, really. And it was something that I thought was just me being nice and kind to people, but it turns out that it is actually not. Not everybody can do what I can do. Not everybody can see greatness in someone. It takes a special kind of person to be able to see that. Most people don't like to look past, you know, their front layers. You know, they see all the muck and the mush and all the grossness, the horrible things you may have done in your past, the way you treated people, and I don't see that. I see it, but I look past that. I see people's hurt, I see people's pain, I see people suffering, I see that you do what you do because of X, Y, and Z, and that's why you act the way you act. So that's not necessarily who you are, but that's just why you act the way you act. I can see that, and I can deeply analyze people. I keep a mental note inside my brain on every single person that I speak to. It's like a subconscious thing. I take subconscious filings, like I take my camera cut off in the middle of me speaking. I hate when that happens. Okay, so the last thing I was talking about was my mental file case. Okay, so yeah, I do take a mental file on everyone that I speak to. And it's mainly me taking notes on what you say, how you say it, your expressions, the little movements you make with your hands, all of it. And I keep it in my brain and I analyze it. Now, I don't do this consciously, I do it subconsciously, and I'm aware that I do it subconsciously because when I talk to people and they have issues and problems, I can go back into my mental file and I can see, okay, you said this on such and such day. Well, I don't know the exact day, but you said this and this is how you said it and this is why, you know, such and such happens. And I've used many of my files that I have on like my friends and, you know, to help them when they're going through rough times. And they always come to me and talk to me about, you know, oh, I'm going through such and such and such and such. You know, they usually ask me, you know, what should I do? I don't know what to do. And I'm always there to help them pick up the pieces. My mental file is kind of weird because at first I used to think that, you know, doesn't everybody do this? Doesn't everybody keep a mental file on people, you know, of everything that they do, the simple little micro expressions, you know, like, oh, when she said this, you know, her eyes kind of squinted a little bit or her nose flared or, you know, doesn't everyone do that? Well, apparently not. So, and I also learned, you know, recently, yesterday, I was, on Saturday, I was in a 6-hour-long webcast that was totally and completely free and super, 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 super value driven. And it was awesome. It was about coaching and it was about business and it was about, you know, creating your own business and, you know, how important it is. And, you know, it allowed me to think about my own passion and what I love to do and how I can get it out there and help people. Because being a coach is something that I really want to do and I feel like it is something that I am meant to do. There was one woman, Therese Skelly, who, she's awesome, love her, so quirky, so cool. She's like my type of lady, I love that girl. And she was talking a lot about how, you know, when your mind is not your friend. And I think that's a really good, it's a really good quote. Because you're like, wait a minute, but it's my mind. Aren't I the one who think those things? Not necessarily. She calls them little gremlins. And the gremlins are those negative thoughts that you have about, you know, oh, you're not good enough. You can't do that. You don't have enough experience. You don't have a college degree. You know, you need to have such and you need to be able to do such and such. And you don't have this and you can't do that. Those are the gremlins. And it is always best to shut that part of your brain up. Just be like, shh, shh, shh. You know, listen. You know, don't listen to that part. You know, it is also the part of my brain that used to tell me, you know, everybody can do that. You know, everybody takes mental notes on people. What are you talking about? No, everyone does that. No, you're supposed to be doing something else. You know, go do something practical. Go get a job somewhere. You know, even though it doesn't fulfill you and you're not really happy there, but still, go get a job somewhere else. Everybody else can. Everyone can do that. Come on, that's nothing special. When in all actuality, it's not true. You know, not everybody can do what I can do. I can automatically feel when someone is sad, upset, or is having an issue. I can feel it. Everybody else, the person can be sitting there laughing, talking, having a good time, and I can feel off of them. And I can see that they're not okay, that they're not actually happy, that they're just putting on a mask, and I can see past that mask. And other people can't. Other people will be like, no, she's fine. What are you talking about? And I was like, you didn't see that? It's like, she's obviously not fine. And, you know, I can see it. And I want to be able to help people and make a business out of that, where I'm just helping people to become their better selves. That is me and my passion. And that's also my business. And I feel it is important to be able to do that. And this awesome webcast was just, it helped me. It goes and it delves deeper into figuring out what it is you want to do with your life, and if you are a business owner, how to correctly market, how to correctly find those good clients and those good customers who actually want to buy what you have and will actually use it. Because there are people who will buy products and never use it. The same thing goes with coaching. There are people who will pay for coaching but never actually get the value out of it, and then get pissed off because it didn't work. Well, you didn't put in the effort. Of course it's not going to work. You have to do the effort in order for it to work. And the same thing went for me when I did my coaching with my mentor. If I hadn't have done what he had told me to do, exactly how he told me to do it, and actually put forth my best effort to try to make it happen, I would not be feeling the way that I feel right now, which is completely and totally clear-minded. I feel like I've had boulders lifted off of my chest, and I have a direct goal and a purpose and a focus now that is extremely clear. And I'm really thankful to him, and I'm really thankful to that entire, you know, crew, including Farzana, who was the one who actually helped with the passion and finding your passion. She was the one who came up with those steps. Farzana, Jaffer, Jiraj, she was one of the people on the panel, and, you know, they were all really helpful. And if you would really like to be able to watch it, there are recordings of it, and it is super, super powerful stuff. If you want to be coached, or if you want to become a coach, this is the perfect thing for you. Or if you want to be able to be, and a coach doesn't have to be dealing with people's personal lives. You could be a financial coach. You could be a business coach. You could teach people how to do, you know, how to make websites, how to do webinars, how to do all this other cool stuff. If that's something that you're really passionate about and you know how to do, I say do it. Make a business out of it. Because somewhere out there, people don't know how to build a website. I know how to make a website. I took web design classes. I know how to, even my own blog, I designed that whole thing myself, and it was easy for me. With Photoshop, I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to use a lot of different programs that, you know, other people may not know how to use. Something that you're really good at, somewhere, there's a whole bunch of other people struggling to try to figure it out. So I say you should make a business out of it. There are a lot of people who don't know how to use Photoshop. My parents included, because I know how to use it. They're always asking me for help on how to use it. I've even sold a product myself where I've helped somebody, you know, create their own logo and then put it into a video format where it's this really cool intro, outro type thing. And I sold it to someone because I know how to do it and she didn't. She paid me to do it for her. The same thing, that's business. You have something that somebody else wants. Your choice is you could give it away for free, or you can make an income out of it. That's your decision. So I hope this episode was very helpful for you. And your passions are important. They are very, 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 very important. And no matter what anyone says, you should look inside first. You should look inside to figure out what you want before you go and search everywhere else. So get clear on your goals, get clear on your passion. You know, ask 10 people who really know you very well, you know, what you're good at. See, I already forgot it. That's why I wrote it down. Listen closely to their patterns. Test out some things you know, that you think you're good at. And if you're not really good at it and you can't see yourself doing it every day, then it's totally fine. You know, just move on to something else. And the same thing goes for any other decisions that you want to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more awesome quotes and fun stuff. Let's see. Subscribe if you like if you like, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!